everyone, welcome to the 11 o'clock live chat. I'm Heather, I'm Director of Education here at Luminess. Guys, we're here each and every day for you so you learn more and more about Luminess and what we have to offer. So I hope everyone is having a marvelous day today on this Monday. I'm getting a wipeout real quick because we are going to talk about coverage for Wilbur and what did I name this one? I can't remember. Wilbur and George. Today, that's their names. Hey, Shelly. So I am going to take off the makeup so we can see my friends and talk about how to cover. And so I will cover them in detail. Hey, Donna, Cindy. Hello, hello. So real quick, I'm going to cover him with the our concealer, our regular concealer, and a blender. Now, this is one way to cover it, but guys, I have to say the best way is because if I went in and did this and did this, and did that, and then I can just airbrush over it and it's going to cover it. You can't do anything with texture because texture is just something you have to deal with. So hello, Fatima. Make sure I'm playing hot, everybody. There we go. Okay, and so that's another thing you can do. Like, I do use this under my eyes. So if I was going in there to cover this, you could go in, and I do like the buff one just because it does have a, it almost works as a color corrector. So if you like a little more coverage and you, hello from the Philippines. How are you? We always love the fact that we have so many people coming from different parts of the world. Now I do use our concealer as a primer a lot, just because it makes, I mean, I tell you guys, like, it does not move. Our concealers do not move. And that's why if I'm working with them like this, I work one side and then I work the other side. I don't do them both at the same time because if I put stuff underneath here, by the time I got to this area, it wouldn't work. So, and then through this, I can airbrush over that. And I'll just do it real quick because I'll take this one off too. But if you like more of a, you know, that polished makeup look, then this is going to be perfect. Let me shake this up a little bit more. Since it's been the weekend. And so you can definitely tell, and that's just concealer. Okay, so just put a little bit of the foundation in. I'm only going to do one side right now. Oh, wow. So you're up late night watching some makeup. But we're glad to have you. Now, obviously, I would be, you know, airbrushing my whole entire face. I wouldn't be concentrating right here. And so that, as you can tell, is more of a polished look where it is, I mean, it's going to be more of a makeup look. All right. Shelly says, every time I put concealer under my eye, it shows the wrinkles and crinkles more. What am I doing wrong? Shelly, what concealer are you putting on? Shelly's on YouTube right now. So that's why I'm reading her question. What concealer are you talking about? Hey, Leanne, how are you, my friend? So that's definitely one look. Now, this is more of a makeup look, okay? This is not airbrush. It's, you know, it's used, I mean, obviously the foundation is, but it's using our concealer. And Shelly, if you're using our regular concealer, then that, you know, that's a normal concealer. So make sure you're not putting a lot on. A little bit does go a long way. It also, like, I use blenders. If I use a brush, sometimes I used for a while, I used like a blending brush, but you want to make sure that you kind of tap out the brush strokes. You don't want to see any brush strokes. That's why I went back to a blender, just because I can just pat it out and I'm not pulling on my eye. Okay, so yeah, if you're using the concealer, just know that it's a traditional concealer. So use less of it and then use something to maybe tap them out. And then you want to set it with powder. So you can get the translucent powder and just lightly brush the translucent powder on just to set it. If you don't set with powder something that's a cream or liquid base, it will crease. And so make sure that you are doing that. And again, a little bit goes a long way, and they set pretty quickly. So use it and then blend it out, get it perfect, then do the other side, and then you can powder a little bit to set it, okay? Now let's go in, and I'm going to use eraser to cover up friend number 1 and friend number 2. I'm trying to show you different ways. Now, eraser comes in one color. It's only one shade. Also, the fact, remember, like, if I show him, that's his color, okay? And I never want to, like, do it right in one area. You're still going to move around. So if I want to go in and cover this guy, you can go in and make a pass. And with our coverage, with eraser, concealers, X out, all that, you can focus those only in one area. It does not have to be all over the face. So here I'm going in, I'm going to cover under the dark circles. But I want to keep moving. And I can go back and concentrate here. And I have to say, with coverage, guys, I would have to say that airbrush really is the best thing for coverage. And the reason I say that is because I am going in there to cover things and I'm not touching it. So a lot of times when you're covering things with traditional makeup, you put it on, but then you end up wiping a lot of it away. I can cover this and not touch it. And see, look, my friends are going away. And then you see some of my redness disappearing. So that's another way to cover. Okay, that's with eraser. Now I'm going to go in, get another wipe real quick. Uh-oh, drop something. And this will be the last coverage. Oh, yay, Nicole, we're excited to have you. Wiping this off. Now my friends are back. I'm letting it dry. And now I'm going in with the CC concealer. Now, this is also airbrush, but it's going to be a little step up. This does come in different colors, so you want to make sure that you are getting the right shade. And also keep in mind, guys, when you're airbrushing, you're using 10 times less makeup. So that's pretty awesome. But now, again, same thing that I did with the eraser. I can go in mean, look at that. And you can see these imperfections here. You can see them here. I have a little bit of redness there. I'm going to look up, angle my airbrush down, keep going. Nicole, we are so glad that you joined us. I can even use it to cover some of the redness on my nose. But also know with your coverage, you don't have to cover it 110%. I'm still going to get coverage with my foundation. And so I know that I can go in there I mean, guys, you come on. You can tell that just that little bit has been a game changer. And again, I can concentrate on those areas. Now, the other thing I would want to use most certainly would be Velvet Veil, especially if I'm using airbrush. If you're going to use the regular concealers, you're not going to want to use Velvet Veil. Only Velvet Veil with our airbrush concealer or cover up or something like that. Going in there, covering up the eyes a little bit more. I'm going to keep going. Now I can do my nose. Now, I don't have a lot to cover up on my forehead, so you notice like I don't hit that area that much. If I wanted to blend it out or something, then yes, I can. Okay, so that's all the concealer I'm going to put on. So you can tell the different ways to conceal. Thank you, Natasha. But guys, when you're watching me do this, it should almost look like magic. I mean, I want you to question, like, is she really spraying something? Is this the art of TV? You know, like, you should question it because all of a sudden it should start looking, as Natasha said, flawless. And so that is how you want it to work at home because you're spraying so lightly on that trigger. Now, I can take our concealer and I'm going to use this as my base, as my primer for my eyes. Trish, Velvet Veil is amazing for older women. You just want to use a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. Don't keep adding it. Add a little and move on. And then you'll want to airbrush over it, not put a traditional makeup. I think it is pouring down rain right now. Didn't even know it was supposed to rain. All right, so now I'm going in here. And again, just patting that out. And notice that I work on one side and then work on the other because it dries so quickly. Yeah, everybody's going to come in and tell you that Velvet Veil's awesome. So now look how even my skin tone is, even though I haven't even done foundation yet. Now, if you're new to airbrushing, I'm going to show you some things that you might want to do or to think about when airbrushing. I'm now going to take the matte bronzer and where's my shade? I'll put a couple drops of 3. Or you know what I could do is glue. I'm going to do the matte bronzer, and then normally I put a couple of drops of 2, but I can't find my 2, so I'm going to put glow. Because glow does not have a shimmer. So I'm doing the matte bronzer, a couple of drops, and I'm going to contour with this. And just probably 1 drop of glow. Turn on my system, and now I'm going to mix those colors. What I'm doing is called back bubbling, and I'm putting my finger over the trigger, back bubbling, and it's going to mix everything in here. I do not have to get my hands dirty. It does not have to get everywhere. And now I'm going to contour. So I'm doing this before the foundation because when you first start, if you're heavy-handed, it won't matter because we're going to airbrush the foundation on over and it'll blend everything out. So I actually start making my movements. Do I have my head? Let's put my headband on. I have these little baby hairs that want to come out and say hello. All right, so now I'm making my moves first, lightly pulling back. And because I'm only concentrating right here, I'm going to want this a little bit heavier, but I want to go over here and give this some time to dry while I'm doing this side. But again, guys, I'm spraying. You can tell how lightly I'm spraying. I'm going to go a little bit heavier just because I'm going to show you what can happen. Okay, I'm going to let that out. But you can tell, like, okay, yeah, I'm contoured. It might be a little bit heavier. It might get a little bit more on this side. Like, oh, that might be too much. What am I going to do? If you're older, you cannot use velvet. You'll want to use velvet belt. All right, so now I'm going to take, let's do, gold or diamond. Let's do gold. This is an illuminizer. This is one of the shimmers. Yes, Leanne is correct. She says, no, you can. It's really good for older skin. Just use airbrush on top, not regular makeup. Exactly. What happens is what Velvet Veil does, it's like a blur. So it's going to blur fine lines, wrinkles, and crinkles. But once it's on, and it doesn't allow a lot of movement. And so that's why airbrush works better, because you're not rubbing it in. All right. Oh my gosh, I'm shaking up one that's not even open yet. I'll shake up this one. Stephanie's like, no, you want to use this. It's the best ever. It's going to hide everything. Let me see if I can't. See, I'm not hearing the BB. Probably because I haven't used these in so long. There it goes. So with our luminizers, the pigment is a little bit heavier, so you do want to make sure you hear that BB going, to make sure you are shaking it up. And I'm going to probably put too much, but now I'm going to do some shimmer, shimmer, and I'm going to do it right here. Now remember, you can choose where you want your shimmer. Anyone can use shimmer. You just need to be smart on where you put it. Okay. Ooh. So I'm kind of overlapping the bronzer and the shimmer. And now I'm taking, no, Maria, you apply it with your hands. It comes in a dropper. I don't use the dropper. I just, I don't have, oh, here's one. I take the dropper out and then I just put it on my finger and rub it in that way. Because I feel like I have a little bit more control over it that way. So now I'm going to use my foundation to blend all this in. Now I will tell you, I don't have to use as much foundation because I already got tons of coverage with the concealer, with my bronzer, with my shimmer, all of that. So now I'm just blending. Keeping my stylus 4 finger widths away. I keep moving. Man, it is pouring. And because I'm blending this part, I will concentrate a little bit more in those areas. Blend it down my neck. But you can't even see Mo and Curly over here because it's already covered. And now I'm using the foundation just to blend. I mean, look at that, guys. Look how blended that is. This stylus is going to really take every... Claire, am I shouting? Andy said it's better to rub or tap Velvet Veil in. Yeah, definitely you're going to rub it. You're not going to blow that through the stylus. This is my normal inside voice. Yeah, airbrush makeup is only for the stylus. All right. So now I'm going and blending and blending. Hey, Lysandra. And to be honest with you, I'm fine with this coverage. I don't need the rest of what's in here, so I'm going to blow the rest of that out. And I am done as far as my concealer, covering my friends that I don't want there. I have my shimmer on. I have my contour on. I have the foundation base for my eyes. And so I can go in there and do the eyes. I'll do the eyes at 3. Velvet Veil you're going to put on first. Put Velvet Veil on first. But I hope the beginning showed you the different kinds of coverage that we do have. We have a lot of our products overlap as far as what they do. And so it's a matter of finding out what works best for you. I can tell you that to do this, and this, but that's my regiment. Yours might be different because maybe you have oily skin. Maybe you like a different look. Luminess can be that for everyone. It can be full coverage. It can be, little coverage. It doesn't, you're going to get everything with Luminess. So you use the thin layer of Velvet Veil on your face. Yes, you can use it everywhere. So you can put it in spots. Like I would do it here underneath my eyes, and I have pores here, so I would definitely do it here. So I do it. I do it all over. Who am I kidding? So I would do it all over my face. But once it dries, it's set, and your skin's going to feel like velvet. It's going to feel amazing. But don't keep adding onto it. Get it on, and then forget about it. Okay. And then apply the foundation, or your eraser or CC concealer. Then you don't want to have to touch it anymore. Okay. I'm going to go in and do some lips. These are amazing lip liners. And I can go in. Ugh. And I fill in my lips with the lip liners. I don't do just the line. I fill it in. And this will be great for me till I put on something else. I don't have to do anything else. I can put a lip finisher. I can put a lip stain. But right now, I'm going to leave it alone until the 3 o'clock. I just want some color to my lips. So, all right. Makes sense? Everybody good with the coverage? Maria, you can do that. I promise, girl, you can do it. Yeah, Velvet Veil is pretty much magic. I know everybody wants it in a big tube so we can bathe in it. So there you go. All right, guys, I will see you back here at 3. And we will finish the look. I'll probably change up the lip somehow, and we'll do eyeshadow, and we'll go from there. All right. Thank you, Muzette. Appreciate it. All right, guys, I will see you very soon. Hope you have a great lunch, but come back at 3 so we can finish our look. Happy Monday.